Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. So, today's video is going to be on something that a lot of people keep repeating and either don't understand what privilege is or just like to say it because some idiot in the media keeps repeating it. So, nonetheless, we're going to talk about something called white privilege. And white privilege doesn't exist. Growing up and watching, white people have what you would think better lives and things like that on TV and watching rich people make it, that's not privilege. That's working hard to get what you need. White privilege doesn't exist. White privilege is a myth. Now, one of the things I like to joke about with a lot of the white guys I know is about how rich and white they are. That's joking around. Nonetheless, I do understand the fact that these guys, especially the guys I work with and the guys that I know, they work hard to get where they are. They have second jobs to get where they are. They have second jobs so that their kids can afford to do certain things that they want their kids to do, whether that's riding a pony or, frolicking in some kind of field with roses and shit in the background. Nonetheless, they work for it to get there. And yes, that is a sort of an inside joke. But these guys work hard to get what they need. You know what that means? That means millions of other white people work hard to get where they are. That has nothing to do with white privilege. That has to do with getting your ass up in the morning and going to work. If you have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4, so the fuck be it. Now, there are plenty of black folks that I know that work 2, 3 jobs. And they're making it, but they're also not complaining. They're just doing what needs to be done. People who complain about white privileges are failures in life who are looking to blame someone else. Now, rich people. We all like to complain about them, but nonetheless, rich people get up in the morning and do what they need to do. They do the hard shit. They get up, they make that money, and then they go to sleep. That's what they do. That's how they become rich. Now, do they use underhand tactics and backstabbing moves? Absolutely. Any billionaire, or billionaire for that matter, who gets to that status, stabbed a lot of motherfuckers in the back to get there. But nonetheless, it had nothing to do with white privilege. It had nothing to do with daddy handing them over money. Now, yes, some people get money handed over to them. We know who they are. But nonetheless, they still have to work hard to continue to make that money. So whether some guys like to use Donald Trump as the example, his father gave him, I forgot what amount of money it was, Donald Trump still had to get up in the morning and continue to make that money to become a millionaire. Bloomberg, same thing. Right? These guys get up in the morning to continue to make that money. They don't just hit $1 million or $1 billion and stop. They keep moving. That's not white privilege, that's working hard. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of differences. Arrest, right? So people will be like, well, why does a white guy and a black guy who commit the same crime get charged differently? Well, first of all, before you guys even entertain that, a lot of you guys like to compare, and when I mean you guys, I'm talking about black folks and you liberal fucking whites. You guys like to compare two different states, sometimes 2 different towns, right? New York City is very different from Pearl River, which is upstate New York, right? It's very different from the Catskills. So whatever crime you commit down here will have a way less, penalty than, let's say, if you committed it in Pearl River or the Catskills. Right? So you have to know the difference. 2, when people get pulled over, white people normally say nice shit to cops just to get out of it because they don't want to deal with the bullshit. So they'll yes the cop to death so that he leaves. Whether they get a summons or not, he leaves. Black folks, I've seen it more times than not, will motherfucker cop as soon as he comes in the window. What are you pulling me over for? Why? They cut with the attitude right out of the gates. I've been pulled over more times than I can count for bullshit that I've done and for bullshit that was unwarranted. Nonetheless, you talk to the cop a certain way, you're going to get out of that situation without getting your ass handed to you or choked out. White privilege and schooling, no such thing. A lot of neighborhoods strive to make their schools better in that neighborhood. Unfortunately for us, the black community doesn't do enough to make their schools better. Each neighborhood's responsible for their own schools. It doesn't all fall on the city. I've seen it downtown around 28th Street area. There's a school that my 2 stepsons went to. And that school did fundraisers and everything they could for themselves to make sure they got what was needed. Now, there are a lot of black schools around here that started doing that too. They have better education, they have better books, computers, and so on, because they took it into their own hand. It is not for you to sit back and wait for the city to do it for you. You need to do it for your school. You need to do it for that school and that community. That's what it comes down to. Again, it's not white privilege. It's, doing the shit that needs to be done for the kids. Period, guys. Now, you want to talk about privileges. Rich people, famous people, politicians, high power people, they have privileges. That's not a white and black thing, guys. If LeBron James' son gets locked up for, I don't know, drunk driving, or let's just say assault, something a little higher, assault, I get a charge for assault. We're both in the same fight. LeBron James' lawyers are better because LeBron James paid for better lawyers that got his son out of that predicament. Meanwhile, me and my firefighter budget, I got to pay for a shitty lawyer. Now, forget about somebody who can't even pay for a lawyer, who has to pay for, not even pay for, sorry, who uses, what are those shit lawyers that they have floating around? I'll think about it, I'll have the name right here. But those lawyers, they're shit. And they're the reason why a lot of guys go to jail for bullshit. Those lawyers, all right? Those lawyers don't have any stake in the game. They don't like the system. They don't love their jobs, so therefore they fucking throw every person under the bus, whether you're black or white. Poor white people have the same problems when they have to go stand in front of a judge. They have a shit lawyer, right? Now what? So they go to jail too. Poor white people, guys, and poor blacks go to jail at a higher rate than anyone else because of shit lawyers and harsh judges. It comes down to the lawyers. Again, a rich guy gets caught for the same crime, white or black, he's getting out of that because his lawyer made it so. So, guys, we all seen it again. Politicians get in trouble. Famous people get in trouble for the same shit you or I get in trouble for, and they skate. It doesn't happen to the rich and famous because some of them use their popularity to get out. Some of them just have better lawyers. Look at O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson had a power team, and he got away with it. Privileges are earned. They're earned throughout everything in life. You do good, you get a pat on the back. You do good, you get free stuff, discount codes, free parking. That's what privileges are. Privileges are something that you earn. And a lot of people, believe it or not, they earn their fucking privileges. Bottom line. Now, yes, some people, privileges are handed to them because of this guy's dad. That's unfair, but nonetheless, that's the world we live in, right? So Barack Obama, his kids, they get privileges right off the bat because he was the first black president and he was a president, period. They get those privileges that they didn't earn. Those kids didn't earn those privileges. Bush's kids didn't earn those privileges, but nonetheless, they get them. That's not white privilege. That's just unearned privileges, right? So they didn't earn them and they got privileges. That's a completely different ball game than this made-up white privilege. Right, guys, so this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching. You can like and subscribe to this channel, and you can also follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. All right, guys, thank you for watching.